Many entrepreneurs are asking the question, will a bank accept a virtual address for my business? I was recently approved for a business line of credit with a popular bank.
Approved.
While most of the application process was done on the phone and online, I did have to meet with the branch manager in person to sign the final loan documents. I personally use virtual offices for all of my businesses, and when the branch manager Googled my address, he was actually hesitant to use it for my account. He asked several questions, and my virtual address is at a very official building. He even recommended I use my personal home address instead.
No.
And I didn't want to do that. But thankfully, I was able to overcome his objections and use my virtual address. So stick around until the end of this video. I'm going to share with you how I was able to do that. The first question that we have to ask are, why are banks all of a sudden rejecting virtual addresses? Banks like to know who they're doing business with. Fake addresses can make it tricky for them to check if a business is real.
Is it real?
In the past, specifically in 2020 and 2021, some people might have used fake addresses to open accounts, lines of credit, and credit cards, and then not pay the loans back.
That sounds a little sketchy.
So with interest rates up and fraud at an all-time high, banks are careful about using virtual addresses. Now let's dive into the question, do you as a small business even need a virtual address? Not all businesses have commercial office space. Some people operate their business out of their home and others travel quite often. A virtual address gives you a professional business location without the cost of renting an entire space. It also keeps your home address private, and most importantly, a virtual address can make your business look more established and serious. Branch managers and customers are Googling your business address, and this can be helpful when trying to win customers or get a loan from the bank. Banks often like to see a business is stable and real, and a professional address can show that. Now let's dive into how you can improve the chances of your business virtual address being accepted by a bank. Understand the first thing, not all banks have this same policy. A lot of times these policies are coming from the larger banks, your Bank of Americas, your PNCs, your Chase Bank, but smaller local banks and credit unions sometimes are not as strict and stringent when it comes to your address. Another option, and one I really enjoy, is virtual business bank accounts. And I actually do a whole video covering virtual business bank accounts and reviewing each one. So check that out. I'll include it somewhere on the screen and in the pinned comments below. You can also look at an alternative to a virtual address like a registered agent service. With a registered agent service, you're usually able to use that address on your official business documents like your LLC filing. I would definitely advise you to Google that address to see what that location looks like before attempting to use it for some type of official banking documents, because as I stated, customers and lenders and bank managers are going to be Googling your business. You want to make sure that your business looks professional and real. I like using Harbor Compliance, but Northwest Registered Agent also offers a virtual registered agent. Again, I'm going to include the links to those services down below. The final thing that you can do is check the USPS address feature, and we're going to dive into what that looks like now. As I stated, the final way to increase the likelihood of a bank accepting your virtual address is by looking it up through the USPS address lookup service. So what you are going to do is just type in a Google search USPS address lookup, and you're going to go here. What should populate is zip code lookup, and you're going to find by address. So if let's say that you choose Opus virtual offices, I already have the state of Connecticut selected, and it's showing me what those addresses look like. So a few places are mail centers, but several of them are physical offices. So this is a physical office in Cheshire. Darren has a physical office. So as a small business owner, I'm selecting somewhere that looks like an official office. And typically the official offices, you can also have scheduled to have conferences there as well. So I just selected a random one in Greenwich. I copied the address and I pasted it here. I put the address here. I did not put a company, and then I did find. And this is what appeared. I used the drop down arrow, and where it says commercial mail receiving agency, no, that is a good indication. If the address, I bet that these addresses that say mail center would show here as yes, a commercial mail receiving agency. And sometimes banks and lenders, they will do this search, and if it says yes, it's a Y, or yes, it's a commercial mail receiving agency, they may come back and tell you you're going to have to use your home address, because that now they know it's a virtual office and it's not what they would consider to be a real office. So quick walkthrough again is you're just going to go to USPS address lookup. Once you get here, you're going to take whatever address. Now, this is before you've purchased your virtual address. Some of you may need to make changes to your virtual address, but you're just going to copy the address. You're going to plug it in here. And if it says no to commercial mail receiving agency, you are more likely to be able to use that address. Now, that is not 100% guaranteed. And anytime you put something on YouTube and a lot of people start to use it, then the banks switch things up. But this is one feature that can increase the likelihood of you being able to use that virtual address. Again, it's all going to depend on the provider that you choose, but whichever provider you choose, take that location, copy it, put it in this lookup tool, and see whether or not it says yes or no to commercial mail receiving agency. I hope that helps.